Hi, this is Greg. Look for my book, The Agile Brand, on Amazon or on my website at theagile.world. Welcome back to the Agile World podcast. I've talked a bit over the last couple episodes about why it's important to create a strong brand. I talked about how it differentiates you amongst your competitors, how it creates its own value amongst consumers, how it also sets expectations with both current and potential customers. Today, I'm going to talk about how a great brand helps attract the right employees. I've talked quite a bit over the last several episodes about the external aspect of branding. And while that's critical because it drives not only new customers, but also recurring customers, which are very valuable, a very important aspect of a brand is attracting the right employees, and not only attracting them, but retaining them. A strong, authentic brand not only helps get the right customers in the door, it helps get the right employees in the door. And being true to a brand, being authentic about it, helps retain customers, but it also helps retain employees. A strong brand, as I talked earlier, is not just the graphic representation. It's not just a logo. It's not just a tagline. It's not just a vision statement. It's a real authentic set of values that both customers as well as employees can get behind. Those values help define the company culture. One of the quotes that I use in my book is from Jose Gonzalez, who talks about the employment brand. He says the following: "Your company has an employment brand, whether you do anything with the brand or not. Whether you think you're branding yourself or you're talking about your employment brand, it exists. It exists with your current employees and what they're telling people and sharing with their friends and family and connections. It exists with former employees." I think that's a great quote that really underscores this idea that whether or not you're intentionally branding as an employment brand or not, it's happening. In companies that have strong values and strong employment brands, it's very clear. Just as importantly, in companies that don't have a strong employment brand, it's also clear, much to the detriment of the company, the employees themselves, as well as the customers. As an example, at my former agency, Carousel 30, we wrote our company values on the wall. We made sure that it was clear every day that why we came to work, what the expectations were that we wanted to set with our customers, and how we performed our tasks. I think while writing it on the wall isn't enough, it's a way of visually demonstrating a company's commitment to doing that. The real proof is in how not only the values are disseminated throughout the organization, but how they're really lived. This starts really top down. Executives need to embrace this employment brand. They need to be the first evangelists of this, and when they do, their employees will start to exemplify that as well. It's important that this brand needs to be clear and concise. It needs to be something that everyone can relate to. It can't just be something that marketers can post to social media while that happens. It needs to be something that everyone from the accounting team to the customer service team to the product team to the marketing and branding team can exemplify in their own ways. It's about personal interactions. It's about customer and company interactions. It means that when you have a strong employment brand, employees are not only taking that into everything that they do, but they're sharing that outside of work. They're talking about a company in a positive way. When I talked in an earlier episode about the brand as vocabulary, this is a great example of that. Teaching your employees how you would like to be talked about and truly living that way helps them not only talk that way, but really back that up with their actions. And the strength of this is when it comes time to attract new employees, you have something strong to say. You can truly say that your company has a set of values, that your employees really live those values, that the executives enforce those values. It's a clear differentiation in a sometimes crowded job market where there's a lot of competition for talented employees. In the next few episodes, I'm going to talk about what makes a brand successful, and I'm going to start with substance. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week. If you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful, please rate the show on iTunes or contact me through my website at theagile.world. You can find my books, The Agile Brand and The Agile Web, on Amazon and on my website at theagile.world.